Well, happy Sunday. Welcome back to me and my shadow. I'm telling you guys, I've been busy. Chances of writing have not been good this last week. So I thought I would take some time today, get a little ride in, and we could chat a little bit. And you might say, well, what's the topic of today's video? What have you got left to talk about? Well, I got to thinking about it. And guys, to be honest with you, there's some things I really wish I would have known before I bought this Shadow 750. You might say, are you discouraged with the Shadow 750? Has your thoughts and opinions changed? And guys, just trying to be honest, they really have changed. So, in no particular order, I'm going to be doing a video today. Its topic, anyway, will be about things that I wish I really would have known before I bought the Honda Shadow 750. Things that, I don't know, maybe I never really thought of before. You know, when you own a lawn mowing business, lawn care business, you have a lot of time to think. It's just you, the mower, and your thoughts. And I was thinking a lot about the Honda Shadow 750. So I guess you could consider this maybe a buyer beware video. Take it for what it's worth, right? So I guess the first thing that I would say to be really cognizant of, make sure you're aware of before you purchase one of these. It's got to be the forgivability, guys. I know, I hate to say it, but if it's been a long time since you've ridden, and you're looking for something that when you do make a mistake, it can be really forgiving, that's this bike. Now, not that you should go out and be stupid with a motorcycle, or with any motorcycle for that matter, but the Honda Shadow 750 has got forgiveness in spades. There's been more than one time that I've done something, well, shall we just say something ill-advised, and well, she's kind of forgiven me. So that's a factor that you might want to consider before you purchase one of these. Another thing that I want to talk about with the Honda Shadow that you need to be aware of, and you know, this is coming from experience of owning this bike for, well, a lot of years now. is the overall power of this motorcycle. Now, if you're looking for something that's going to just set your pants on fire, this probably wouldn't be the bike for you, but she's got enough power to get up and go when you want her to, which allows for sustainability of riding. There goes a nice bike right there. So, what have we got so far? We have forgiveness of the bike itself and the power. Now, I'm not going to get all technical. You can go on and look up the Honda Shadow 750 Ace. Stands for American Classic Edition. And look up all the specs you want. I'm just saying, for torque and for power, she's not a beast, but she's got enough to haul my frame around. And I'm not exactly light. I weigh about 190 to 200 pounds. She just kind of treats me like I'm a flea on her back. And along with that comes the maneuverability. The overall weight of this bike is not horrendous. So for low speed, like, well, shoot, we got a train, I'm going to go ahead and turn. For low speed, and for maneuverability, like in parking lots and stuff like that, she's not unwieldy. Can you drop her? Well, of course you can drop her. But, man, that train just blew all my plans. Sorry, easily distracted, I know, but I was planning on taking you guys over to this really cool area. But instead, we're going to avoid all that. Avoid the muss and the fuss of a train. But she's real maneuverable. She's flickable. She'll get you around spots that it might be tricky, in and out of parking lots. Easy to sudden stop. Easy to take off. And also, I would say for someone that's not used to riding very often, or haven't ridden in a while, or maybe it's your first bike, this might be a little bit too much, actually, depending on the kind of person you are, for a first-time bike. But if you have a little bit of riding experience and such, this is a great bike to start with, and it's a good one to learn how to do slow speed maneuvers and stuff like that. And I really wish someone would have told me about that, well, before I bought this bike. Buyer beware, right? And that leads me into another point that you guys need to be aware of. That's reliability. Reliability. Now, as motorcycles go, we know that the last thing we really want is something that's going to break down on us all the time, right? We want something that's going to be as reliable as we possibly can get. We want something that, you know, every time you turn around, you're not having to have it in the shop or watch 15 YouTube videos to try to figure out how to fix it. And the Honda Shadow kind of fits that bill. Well, it doesn't kind of fit that bill. It does fit that bill. The Honda Shadow's engine is pretty much bulletproof. Oh, a little side note. Did you know that I always wondered why, like, okay, so this is called a 750cc motorcycle, or a Honda Shadow 750, but the cc's are actually like 748 or 749. And it's like also like the VTX 1300 and the VTX 1800 and stuff like that. I always wondered why it's rated at an 1800 or a 750 or whatever, but it's always under. So like the VTX would probably be rated, you know, instead of 1800 cc's, it'd be rated at 1798 or something like that. And that's because apparently Ronald Reagan back in the day put a tariff on motorcycles coming from Japan that were over a certain cc, And that was his little way of getting, or Japan's little way of getting around that. They would just make it slightly less powerful. Just a little tidbit of information for you. You guys probably already knew that. Most of you guys are a lot smarter than me. But the reliability, let's get back to that real quick. Reliability of this engine is spot on. With proper treatment of this motorcycle, meaning making sure that the fluids are changed and checked, making sure that you're doing your maintenance upkeep on this motorcycle, you don't really have too much to worry about. Now, wear and tear items on the bike, I'm going for this. Yes, wear and tear items on the bike are going to fail you, but they'll fail you on pretty much anything. So if you're looking for a bike that's really, doesn't have a bulletproof engine, if you enjoy spending your weekends in the garage tearing engines apart, fixing leaks, seals, carburetors, then the Honda Shadow 750 probably isn't for you. I mean, I guess you could tear it apart anyway. But if you would rather spend more time riding and less time tearing things apart, the Honda Shadow 750 is going to be a good bike for you. And I think there's a misconception out there that if you own a motorcycle, you're very mechanically inclined. I'm not. I have to watch YouTube videos on everything, guys. And this bike gives me the peace of mind of knowing that it's just a great bike. And that reliability makes this bike a wonderful cruiser about town. As it's been pointed out to me, rightly so, it makes it a great bike for long distance. Or just a daily commuter, like I said. You've got that reliability factor. You want to ride to work every day and get there and have a hard day at the office or whatever, and then the last thing you want is when you come out, your bike won't start. I mean, if you like that sort of thing, don't go for the Honda Shadow 750. Price tag. That's another bummer. That's another thing I wish somebody would have told me about. You could pick up a Honda Shadow 750 relatively inexpensively. If you're the kind of person that needs to have that recognition of certain labels of bikes, don't go for the Honda Shadow 750. If you're the kind of person that likes to really overspend and get something where the reliability isn't there, if you enjoy looking at the bike because it won't run, don't get the Honda Shadow 750. You'll be sorely disappointed. Sorely disappointed, my friends. And you may say, well, in your last video you were talking about the fact that you're going to get a VTX. If you're in love with the Honda Shadow so much, here's a bike. Poor lonely machine just sitting there. Oh, it's a Harley. I didn't say that out loud, did I? I am not a Harley hater, guys. So any of y'all that think that, I apologize. I'm not. I was just making a joke. But correct me if I'm wrong. Once Harleys hit a certain mileage point, don't you start having a lot of issues? I could be wrong. I've never owned a Harley. I've ridden Harleys, and I like them. They're beautiful bikes. But you may ask, why do you want a VTX 1800? Well, it's time for more power. It's time for more torque. It's time for a bigger bike that my wife and I, or two people riding two up, can ride comfortably to average to regular sized Americans. Don't fit as well on this motorcycle. I'm just being honest. Want something that you have a little bit more ability to stretch out on. Oh! Okay, that brings me up to another really super important point and thing that I wish I would have known about the Honda Shadow 750 before I purchased. That is riding comfort. Seating position, where your legs are on the bike. If you're one of those that don't enjoy comfort when you ride, don't get the Honda Shadow 750. In my humble opinion, and everybody is different, and I understand that, because everybody, you might have back issues, you might have arm issues, you might have leg issues, you might have butt issues. I don't know. In my humble opinion, the seating position on this motorcycle is perfect. I love where the controls are. I love how my legs don't cramp. They feel plenty comfortable, and this seat is a stock seat. I've ridden many a mile on it and never had a problem. But again, that really comes down to the individual, right? So there you go. There's some buyer beware tips on the Honda Shadow 750. Oh, one other thing. Where the weight is and the height of this bike. If you're one of those people that enjoy getting on a motorcycle, big bumps, that enjoy getting on a motorcycle and barely being able to reach the ground, and having all your engine weight, especially when you fuel up top real high and heavy, then the Honda Shadow 750 is not for you. Conversationally, if you're one of those that enjoys being able to put both feet on the ground when you're at a stop sign or stoplight, which in my opinion you never should do anyway. You should always leave it in first gear and have your right foot up, left foot back down. That's just a safety thing for quick getaways, for cars that are coming up behind you and don't see you. It's wise to have that kind of stance. But anyway, if you're one of those that like a real tall bike, all the way up really high, I'm sorry, I don't think the Honda Shadow 750 is going to be for you. So, as I end this nice video today, I'm going to go ahead and recap some things you should know about the Honda Shadow 750 before you buy it. If you're not into reliability, if you're not into comfort, if you're not into a decent amount of power, if you're not into a forgiving motorcycle that will allow you to make mistakes, especially as a beginner, if you want something that's going to put you on your ass the first time you crack this throttle, then you might want to look elsewhere, my friend. Say you're an experienced rider, and let's say your life partner, your wife, your girlfriend, whoever decides, that looks like a lot of fun, but I've never ridden before. Might want to consider getting him or her one of these. You can pick them up for around $2,000, and don't let the mileage scare you. I've only got, I believe it's like 24,000 miles on this one. Oh no, 34. I don't know. I left my turn signal on again. What a newbie. But, if you, or say you have a kid that's just into motorcycles, you want them to have something that's relatively safe that they can learn on. It'll give them a little bit of forgiveness when they make those stupid mistakes like we all do from time to time. If you don't want that, don't get a Shadow. Just beware of these items that I've listed for you today. They're important. Anyway, guys, this is Not Timmy66 for me and my Shadow. Thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for those that have subscribed. Welcome new subscribers. Welcome casual watchers. If you like what I do, feel free to give me a thumbs up, share the video, and subscribe if you haven't. It doesn't cost you anything. Just hit that little subscribe button, ring that bell so you get notified as I pass along more and more important information to you about the Honda Shadow 750. And soon, the VTX. Y'all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Thanks again for watching Not Timmy66 on Me and My Shadow. You're so appreciated. And we'll see you soon. Oh, almost forgot. It does not matter, guys, what you ride. What matters is if you ride. Take care.